Welcome to the jam. I love that song, by the way.
It's a fabulous movie.
It is. It's an Oscar-winning movie. 100%.
Not true at all.
You know, it is a well-known fact.
It's better than Kazam.
So everyone's saying how much I just love Doomfist plays. I just like to see big ultimates. Like I just like to see things explode. I don't know what that says about me as a human being, but I just really enjoy that. But we're going to be going to Volskaya Industries here, so this is going to be, I would imagine, a little different of an engage between these two teams.
Well, I want to see what Envision decides to do, because it seems like they're pretty comfortable with Numlocked running the Reinhardt, and then you have Jaru running the Doomfist, and then you have McGravy running the McCree as well. The one thing for Immortals, I think the Des touched on it a little bit, but you've seen them just not really on the same page. Like sometimes their tanks are a little bit too deep, and then they don't have anybody there with them. And then sometimes like they think they're going to go in, and they use an ult, and then they don't go. So it just seems like there's just something a little bit off in these first two matchups we're seeing from Immortals.
And this was the problem with the Envy game too. Because when they played against Envy and Envy's amazing teamwork, there were moments where like players were just trying to like make their own plays happen. Like Kareev was like, going for like his own solo, like right clicks, just trying to see if he could like open something up. Like it's a little weird. So I wonder how they're going to, kind of adapt going into this one, because they're going to need a lot of teamwork to be able to make this one work.
Yeah, and I think Jaru has been one of the more impressive Doomfist players we've seen. So we can get the overlay flipped, so we're just trying to play a mind game with you. It will be Envision on offense. They will be the team on the right.
Come on, man. We're just trying to see if the kids pay attention at home.
Immortals will be on defense. Agility will be running the Sombra. You'll have Grim Reality running the Tracer. So you won't have Doomfist. You won't have McCree for the side of Immortals. You'll be playing around that large health pack, trying to farm the EMP. The side of Envision, it looks like the only difference I know from their kind of standard what we've seen is in terms of tank play, you're going to see them go with the Diva and the Winston, and then McGravy now not going to run the McCree because you would like the McCree with the Reinhardt, so you're going to run 76 here.
76 a good choice. Envision though, they're going to really have to handle Agilities early on. He's going to be the player to watch in this defense because of the impact that the Sombra EMPs have. They are going to be able to move up to the left side for free though, X.
Yeah, they're going to try and get towards this high ground, get their 76 set up here, see if he can just cause a lot of chaos, just rain the bullets down. And the thing is when you sit up on the high ground here, you also have Jaru, right? If the Winston from Immortals Fate just keeps diving on up, just like that, gonna punch him right down. But it will be Agilities though on the backside of the fight. It will take out Phasix.
And that's a little bit of that, almost anti-dive there, right? It's insane the roles that Doomfist can fit, because he can protect you really well. He can, nice. he can get away with relative ease and reset wonderfully. No, but like he can protect supports. He can attack, dive. It's really well done from this hero.
Yeah, coming into the next fight for Immortals, they will have an EMP. They will have Pulse Bomb as well. So we'll see if Agilities can connect with a big EMP, and there it comes.
And the EMP, we mentioned it before, as soon as that EMP drops, it's going to nullify all of the abilities for Envision. Now they're just going to have to get out of this the old-fashioned way and see if they can grind it out. But the Transcendence does manage to come down, so they wait out the EMP, and this could be good for them, but Immortals are going to be able to fight this one back here, X.
Well, on this map, more than almost any other, the offense has such a great spawn advantage, so you use that Transcendence, keep more players up, you work your way back towards the point, and now you see it. It is Envision. They're getting closer here towards taking this point. You have Fate, trying to make his way back onto the point. Numlock's going to have to force out his Primal Rage, and now you're also going to have Envision invest the sound barrier into this.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about Kareev there, because Zenyatta was trying to make his peaceful way over to the point, and Jaru will have to go up into the skies and see if he can pick anyone off. Does he find it? No. They're just going to be able to get out of dodge right in the nick of time. Tac Visor is going to go down 2, but McGravy, he may find 1. No, he won't be able to get anything with that one.
Immortals, though, they use a sound barrier there towards the end, and right after that, Jaru will be able to take out Grim Reality. They'll reset. They'll get everybody back at full HP. They're going to try and get in here before you have Grim Reality coming off the respawn. The only issue here is now Agilities has farmed another EMP. Envy has a self-destruct you can use to cause a lot of damage on the point. It looks like Immortals, you send Verbo back to get Grim Reality back into the fight a little bit faster. So now both teams have full strength going in.
I think there was another call that was made there. They saw them going up to the right, and I think they recognized that, I'm assuming Grim Reality scouted it out and saw them go back down. And Agility's just waiting for the prime opportunity to go for this when he's going to come out of the cloak and wait for that EMP as soon as they try and dive down, because they're going to have to. That's where the objective is. They're going to get punished, but Agilities has to be careful not to get picked off here, because if he does, that will give Envision that opportunity to push.
Oh, but it's Fate who gets picked off at the beginning of the fight. They're able to deal with Phasix, though, as Grim Reality takes him out, and Jaru is actually going to take out Agility, so you're not going to see the EMP used here.
You're not going to see the EMP, but you also did lose out on your D.Va there. So Envision have to be very cautious. They do get picks on the supports, so now it's going to be their time to go in. And jeez, like Grim Reality just turns a corner and just gets punched in the face. That's insane. I keep using this word because that is the best way I can describe Doomfist. It's the one-shot potential. It's ridiculous.
Jaru has been sick on Doomfist for Envision. It's given Immortals a lot of trouble. And, you know, we saw on the end of King's Row, Fate die, you know, a few times early in these fights, which allowed Envision to get an advantage. That time he jumps up top, tries to get towards the high ground, an uppercut, then a punch. He drops. Here's the EMP, though, coming in from Immortals.
I'm sure they would have liked to have been able to use that EMP in the last fight here. And Jaru, just with some clever movement, just getting out of there, not losing out on it, and furthermore, not giving him any more ult charge, as they will have... What is it, 4 ults online here? 5 ults online, pardon?
Yes, you're going to have Tac Visor, you'll have Self-Destruct, Primal Rage, a Meteor Strike. Maybe you can get McGravy sit up on top. You know, maybe use that Tac Visor to force out one of these support ults, because Immortals will have both Sound Barrier and they will have the Transcendence here at the beginning of this fight.
I think Jaru would really like to be able to use that Meteor Strike on anyone who's diving into the back line there. Agility's wisely enough getting out. He was trying to see if he can go ahead and farm some more of the ult charge here. Jaru's going to force out Envy, and you know what? He's going to have to use that, but it won't really matter. He uses the D.Va self-destruct, but he'll die anyway because Phasix gets the kill. They lose out on the D.Va, but the EMP comes out. Jaru dives right in, and he's going to take out Verbo here. It's going to look to be an interesting split between these two teams, as Envision, every time he hits his ability, he does get some shields, but he is going to be, oh dear lord, he is going to be in a really bad spot though. And here's the thing, he gets those kills, that's more ult charge that he's gaining there, X.
Yeah, I mean, Envision, they hold on to both of their support ults through that. You know, on the side of Immortals, you still have the Sound Barrier, but you know, not a bad fight there for Envision. You're already up to 70% to another Attack Visor here on McGravy. And okay, so here's something interesting. You have Sani switching over to the Reaper. Reaper pretty effective against Sombra and also against Winston. So you do have now a triple DPS comp coming out here for Envision.
Triple DPS, no Tracer, and no 76. So that is a, again, this is it, right? This is the Doomfist meta here, folks. Sani's going to go in and force everyone back with those shotguns. Going to see what they can make happen here. The beat has dropped for Immortals. He is able to get a few people in that, but Kareev not able to stay alive, though, in that engagement. And look at the just terrain that McGravy is able to take advantage of, as he is right over their heads, and this has to hurt as Envision are continuing to get more progress on the point. They got 2 ticks. They're right there, so close, and they make it happen. Envision get that, if that was so well played.
Yeah, Envision leads the way with their Transcendence and Tac Visor, and that forces the side of Immortals, Verbo, to use that Sound Barrier early. They're able to take, I believe it is Fate. No, it's not, was not Fate. It was actually Kareev out of the fight there early. And then they get on the point, and they're able to take it. So,
and they also force them to their corner because they couldn't come out with the Tac Visor, or else they get picked.
Yeah, and also Envision had a Sound Barrier of their own. So once they get the first pick, they lead through with the Transcendence. They use the Sound Barrier, and they're able to win the fight. They're to take point 2 with 1:43 left on the clock. Now we'll see. So it looks like, I know what, Envision on defense. You have Phasix, potentially running the Sombra here. And Jaru running the Genji with McGravy now on Tracer. We saw a lot of McGravy on Tracer last week. Yeah. Jaru pretty much throughout the extent of this game has played Doomfist. He played D.Va for a little bit when they wanted to change up their comp a little bit. I believe that's when they had Sani on the Pharah. That's when you saw Jaru run the D.Va. So now on the side of Immortals, obviously still some time on the offense to make some changes. We'll see if Grim Reality stays on the 76 and you keep Agilities on the Tracer.
Sani, you know, I would have liked to have seen it. Little Junkrat action. But no, it's wise enough to use the D.Va here. You're going to need that defense matrix, especially considering that you're going to have a solo support.
I'm looking forward to working.
Fire is going to be doing a lot of work here. Kha'Zix, though, hacking the health packs. That's going to keep Envision looking pretty good on defense here. And Immortals, you know, they're going to get kind of put in positions where they're going to want those health packs, but they won't be able to use it. So I know Immortals, they're certainly banking on this going into this fight.
Yeah, and Sani, you know, he ran the D.Va last week against Rogue, and he was a big reason why Envision was able to come out on top in that matchup. He was able to stay on the points, you know, for an extended period of time, draw those fights out, allow his teammates to get back in the action. To kick off this game, we'll see Immortals most likely going to head for that high ground on that top left side, get their 76 set up.
Very reminiscent of what we saw Envision do earlier as well. You just want to give your 76 that opportunity to get some free farm, work alongside his Zenyatta, and just see if they could target Discord, call out, and punish anyone who tries to get a little bit too ambitious here. Sani, though, they're going to end up losing that mech early on, and that is certainly going to hurt as well. And they're forcing him all the way back by the health pack there. That's going to be 3 down, and now you're going to start to see Envision make this cap a reality here. Grim reality on the high ground, just shredding right through them. This is the position that they wanted, and they got it.
Yeah, once you get Sani out of the D.Va mech, it is just, you know, free reign for Grim Reality to just do a ton of damage. I mean, no defense matrix to, you know, eat up a lot of the damage that 76 can put down at range. No 2 players still on the point here for Immortals, capping it as they have pushed on forward. Did not want Envision to get back into this, potentially make another fight happen. It is now Immortals with, you know, over 6 minutes and 30 seconds here to attack.
4 minutes game for that capture. So much to work with here, and they're already in their face. They're giving them really no time to work with. And Numlock is going to go down, but the EMP will come out, though. Where's the follow-up here for Envision? As there it is. They find Grim Reality as well as Fate, so they lose out on that damage as well as the tank. And that is going to be a stop there for Envision for the time being. But still, though, Immortals, they were able to gain some ults in that fight, too.
Yeah, that was scary there for Envision. You know, Numlock goes down right at the beginning, and you had a lot of ultimates coming online for Immortals, but the Kha'Zix to the big EMP, and then you had McGravy pushing on through. They were able to pick up some kills. Now Immortals, they're going to bring out a Reaper of their own to try and deal with Sombra. It'll be Grim Reality moving on to that hero.
McGravy waiting. He's going to go for the pulse bomb here, potentially. I think he wants it. Or he could go for the supports in the backline, but he has to be cautious not to throw it out, and then it gets gobbled up there by the defense matrix. EMP is out, and look how quick Kha'Zix was able to build that one up, though. And Jaru will cut through Envy. Kareev as well goes down, so they lose out also on the sustain with the Zenyatta, but they do get the ults. And they haven't invested anything into this fight quite yet here, so Immortals still kind of weighing out their options because they have so much time to work with.
Well, Kha'Zix just getting this EMP so fast. He just had one in the last fight. Now he's up to 84% here. All you have to do is use the EMP and the Dragon Blade. And do you like the Reaper pick for Immortals and Grim Reality with the EMP up so often? Because Reaper's not a hero who relies on, you know, some of his abilities to do damage, which is strictly his weapon. So you see it's going to be Grim Reality able to take out Sani at the beginning of the fight. And now it's going to be a sound barrier coming in, but it is negated by the EMP of Kha'Zix.
And it will be a brawl on the point, a well-timed EMP to just remove any of that protection that Immortal had, nullifying that ultimate ability. There has to hurt, and Immortals just won't be able to do anything with this fight. They end up losing Kareev, who had a Transcendence 2, I believe. And this is a fight for Envision. They continue to hold this one off here. And now we're starting to see a little bit of that good old Volskaya Industries hold where, you know, you can hold this for so long because it's very difficult to, you know, to approach here. That's why Envision capping it the way they did was really impressive in that last round.
Yeah, and I think Immortals invests a lot into that fight because they probably don't expect Kha'Zix to have an EMP that fast. I mean, he used one in the previous fight.
Yeah.
Gets up to 85% the kickoff of the next one. You see Kareev touch the point and just let it be known that now Immortals has a Sombra on their side.
Okay, all right, so that could pay off well for them here. I think they just want to be able to do quick work on the D.Va, just get rid of it, get rid of the mecha as soon as they can. McGravy with the pulse bomb. Does he decide to go in for the punish? Seems like he's just going to go and de-mech Envy there, so that is certainly going to hurt them. because they're going to have to wait for Envy to get back into the fight here, and just this delays the push yet again.
Yeah, I mean, you lose Verbo at the beginning. Now you lose Envy. You're going to have to wait. And what does that allow to do? Phasix will charge up another EMP. You have a sound barrier as well. Dragon Blade, Pulse Bomb, a ton to work with if you're Envision. Immortals, though, you have Kariv with a EMP of his own. And yeah, you're going to get a Pulse Bomb, and you're going to have Grim Reality with the Death Blossom. So we'll see if he can connect with that Reaper ult and try and get behind enemy lines. Here comes the EMP, though, from Phasix. It's going to be an EMP on the other end here for Immortals.
Yeah, Kariv was going to have to hold this one back, and Grim Reality does pop the Death Blossom there to see if he can get anyone without those shields, and he pushes in. Grim Reality picks Jaru, and now that's going to have to prompt Numlocked and the rest of the crew to just see if they can eliminate anyone from here. They're still contesting the point. The Reaper is separated from the team, and this is going to be another stop for Envision. Great defensive hold thus far from this team.
And I guess one of the ways for Immortals, I mean, you can kind of think of it this way, right? No, Grim Reality has the Death Blossom. If he doesn't get connected by the EMP and everybody for Envision pushes on in, you pop that Death Blossom and maybe you're able to make something happen. But Phasix with yet another EMP. You did not use your Dragon Blade there. You still have the Pulse Bomb. You just used the Sound Barrier in that fight. Immortals running out of time here. Another EMP comes in here at the beginning of the fight.
Another EMP. I mean, you're going to keep hearing that over and over and over again because of how quickly the EMP develops, how quickly you can gain the charge here. Immortals is stopped again right at the front door, and they're just back at it one more time in the attack. They're going to have Verbo in a little bit with the sound barrier here, but your Immortals, X, like, what do you do in this situation?
It's hard. I mean, especially with the way Envision, they're just winning these fights off of the EMP, so they still have Dragon Blade and Pulse Bomb to work with, Primal Rage. No, Immortals, they have built up a ton of ultimates of their own. I think the big thing is, though, when Verbo uses that sound barrier, you cannot get it EMP'd away. That's what happened on their last
They have
attack.
to bait out the EMP, or if they think the EMP is going to be there, and perhaps Verbo's going to be a little, nervous to use that one. Agilities will just shred through the health there of D.Va. D.Va will go down. There goes the EMP, and they end up losing Verbo in the fight, so it won't really matter if he ends up using the sound barrier, and it's all Agilities on the point, trying to stay alive here.
All right, so now we are down to about a minute to go here. So it looks like Envision, they pushed up a little bit. Kariv still on the Sombra. You do have Verbo with the sound barrier. Agilities now will go over to the Doomfist. You have both tank ults as well. Nothing online so far for Envision. This is a good fight for Immortals to take here. Fire getting very close to sound barrier. They have to go quick, because with the way Phasix is building these EMPs, he may get another one before Immortals decides to engage.
She's already at 75%. They're going to need Verbo to drop the beat, and they do so, catching all 6 members with it. But the EMP goes down there from Phasix. Just as I said that, I don't think he caught everyone with that, though, because I still saw some shields for Immortals. Grim Reality will get the pick on Numlock, so they lose out on the tank there, and I like that play, but I just don't think it's going to be enough yet. Again, Immortals get stopped. He can't get help because that pack has been hacked, and Envision hold this one off.
Yeah, by pushing all the way through, it's really going to be just Agility who's going to lead the charge here. For Immortals, needs to get a touch on the point. We'll see, maybe Fate pops Primal Rage and gets over just in time, which he does, yes.
Oh, man, okay, so he goes in there, Primal Rage, so that can hopefully give them the opportunity to be able to make this one happen, but it's going to be a real scrambled push-up, though, and the EMP will go down. Envision seems to be winning the fight at the early portion of this, and they hold them off. They couldn't get on the point, and that will do it. Envision will take a second map win here, and, I mean, like, okay, I feel like I've betrayed Envision. I should have picked them.
Look, Envision was great. I know Phasix especially on the Sombra. He was able to get that EMP almost, it seemed like every fight that Immortals would come in. They try and invest some ultimates. They try and switch it over to the Reaper. They brought out a Sombra of their own. They had Agilities towards the end, move over towards the Doomfist. They could not make anything work. And it was just a lot of those fights where, it was Envision with a ton of ultimates, and all they needed to win the fights was the EMPs, which that gave them the luxury now of when Immortals is going on the attack using a lot of their ults, you had your Pulse Bomb, you had your Self-Destruct, you had the Primal Rage, you had a lot to deal with the pressure that Immortals was going to give. It's Envision taking map number 3, think a big shock, man. You got to smile. That's a huge shock for you.
Look, I'm happy for Envision. I should have picked the man because that would have been another one. But I couldn't go with the luck here. The smart bet would have been to go with Immortals for the win here. This is the Contender Season 0 champions. This squad has some great players all across the board. They imported 3 Koreans in to make this roster even better, but I don't know what's going on here. Envision have really just found themselves in this series.
It just seems like the teamwork for Immortals is off. I mean, I know sometimes you'll have guys signed at the beginning of the fight, and then they kind of wait, they reset, and then the same thing happens again. They're never able to get any really strong pushes going. And I think you're seeing an Envision team that, they're kind of, rallying around this fact that they're the underdog. Everybody expects teams to come in, just kind of roll them over. Last week it was Rogue. They take them out. Now just one map away from taking out Immortals. I mean, I know we've seen some impressive starts from a lot of teams here in Season 1. But I think if Envision wins this one, I think it'd be hard to argue that they had not had the best start to this season.
And also, when Christopher left the team and it was announced that Numlock joined, I looked at what a lot of folks online were saying, and they said that it was and this is one thing I actually saw, a significant downgrade with Numlock.
Which I think a lot of the desks echoed that as well.
Yes. So the community felt that way, the desk felt that way, but you know who didn't feel that way?
Oh, come on.
Numlock.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say yourself. And I was like,
no.
Obviously, no.
I can't dare to take credit here because
that was a good one.
I counted Envision out of this, man. Like, I didn't think that they would be able to do this, and here we are. Envision's 1 game away, but Immortals did pick Watchpoint Gibraltar. They're really banking on agilities, going off on Genji here. And there's one player who really knows how to channel the inner workings of this hero. It is agilities.
Yeah, so you see Immortals' defensive comp here. I know no Lucio. They'll be going with the Ana Zenyatta combination. We'll see what Envision does. As I know, they've kind of put themselves in a spot, Alex, where a lot like Envy, they can throw a lot of different things at you, right? I mean, we saw they had Sani running a Pharah for a little bit, and then they had Jaru running.
Perfect.
This is definitely not what they're going around.
This is a great composition.
All right, fine.
10 out of 10.
They'll get rid of the Bastion Pharah and the Genji. They'll keep the Orisa and the Hanzo.
Yeah. Sure.
It's like, so we finally see what they're going to do. It'll be Jaru running the Genji and Gravy on the Tracer, so you will not see Jaru on the Doomfist here. So, you just get that Sonic Hour out at the start, get some vision, see where Immortals is playing.
All right, Fate already with the pick on Numlock, though, so he does die early on in this fight, so that means Envision's just going to have to go back here for a second. It is weird to see a composition with 2 healers and no Lucio. I do like this, though, because Verbo can keep them alive with the Biotic Nade. They lose out on the consistent AoE healing, and they also lose out on the speed boost, which is really Lucio's top quality to be able to give you that ability to engage and disengage.
Yeah, and I think with the angle that Immortals was playing, obviously the best options of the healers here is that you're able to get Verbo and Kariv, who can both heal from range on the Ana and the Zenyatta, so they don't have to put themselves in harm's way. You see the payload get right underneath the bridge. It's going to be contested here.
No
Gravy going on the flank here. Kariv not able to take him out. But on the other side, though, Grim Reality takes out Fazic. So it'll be both Tracers taking out the opponent's Zenyatas.
Literally doing their jobs.
Yep.
That is what you want your Tracer to do. And now McGravy is just going to continue to push the payload forward here. No one's there to stop him. No one's paying attention to this. And he's just going to go ahead and get out of dodge. A little wave, hello. And then he's out of there. Progress has been made, and they nearly make it past that corner. So even then, I mean, it's still pretty good. He hung around the payload. Yes, sure, they end up losing out on McGravy for this next fight, but still, they push the payload, which is the objective after all.
This next fight, though, is going to be a wash here for Envision. I mean, Immortals, they have a nano boost, primal rage, self-destruct. I mean, they have everything. So this is a push for Envision where you are just trying to get ultimates out of the side of Immortals.
They really don't have anything to work with. Agilities, Dragon Blade is waiting for him to come in through the door. Oh, thank God! Green Earth was that? They were all stacked in the server room. The hell was that? What? What?
All right, I need a replay.
Screw that, man.
This
This is insane. What the hell?
I have never called for a replay ever, except for now. I need to see what the hell happened there.
This is what. Oh my! I just. Oh my goodness.
All right, well, they baited some ults out there as the Nano Boost and the Dragon Blade was used to great effect. Now we return to normalcy here.
Do we really?
No.
Do we really?
Immortals.
Hold me, Matt.
Immortals
Hold
does have
me.
a Transcendence here. I know Envision, they will get their Dragon Blade online, so they do have a sound barrier here, and they have a Transcendence as well. So let's see if Envision can make a push here. McGravy falls right into something.
He's still getting kills. Again, I said it before, who knows the inner workings better with this hero than Agilities, man. This young man is ridiculous.
You're a prophet.
Maybe, hey, you know what, dude? Maybe the hard work's been paying off.
Maybe
anyway.
you're the Lord of Light.
I am the Lord of Light. Okay, well, so right there, they were in the server room. And by the way, I'm really scared because production has not said that we have the replay yet. So I'm really scared. Anyway, it's fine. We're just going to have to let that one live in the moment. It will forever be a Twitch clip.
Well, look, this is a awful first push here for Envision on the offense. Because look, they have 45 seconds left. The cart is all the way down underneath the bridge. They're going to use a Primal Rage. See, just trying to back up the side of Immortals. Self-destruct comes down here as well. Agility, so with the Dragon Blade in hand, you do have the Nano Boost as well. Such a devastating combo before, and it'll be Envision using a sound barrier here a little bit early, and that's going to allow Agilities to go to town here with the Blade.
Yeah, and it's going to be Blade v Blade. They're just going to try and see if they can hunt each other down. Jaru's going to have barely any health left in this fight, but he still manages to stay alive, though, and will get the pickup, will get the support. Now the Transcendence for Kareev as they're looking to go ahead and contest this one. 10 seconds remaining here. Do they go for it? No, but McGravy with a double pulse bomb on the supports. You just got to go ahead and give him the point at that moment because they forced that one out, and they do manage to make it happen right at the last second.
I mean, maybe Kareev uses the sound barrier thinking you still have Envy in the mech.
You mean the Transcendence?
Yeah, sorry, the Transcendence, because I'm like looking at the screen like dumbfounded. I mean, you use the Transcendence, you had Agilities there, and Envy is there demeched. And you use that ult, and you don't have, the tankiness to stay on the point, let Fate and Grim Reality get back in the fight. It is still, though, outside of that, a very good first, hold on the first point there for Immortals. Envision, unlocks this point B. See if they can take it.
Yeah, this is a really difficult phase to guide the payload through. You want to be able to win out on the high ground and fire. Not every day you get to see the Lucio get a pick there with the left clicks. And that will be Grim Reality taking a seat. This fight just slow on the kills,
they gotta get
though.
to the cart.
And they got it. They got it. Like I don't even. This is just like really odd.
What is going on today?
I don't know, Matt. And it's just really is weird. But we're just gonna have to go ahead and keep calling it because Envision, they had a real sloppy first half of this game, and then they just guide the payload right through. And also, if you notice, Immortals were really delayed on that push.
Yeah, I think it was because Numlocked had the Primal Rage. He forced them into that back corner, just knocking them back,
The Diva self-destruct also went through too, so that forced them to have to go back as well.
So now Immortals, you have Agilities with the Dragon Blade again. They're going to engage here. We'll see if McGravy can force anything out. Jaru pulls the Dragon Blade out of his own. Immortals, they've held on to their blade of their own here. It's going to come from Agilities.
Agilities with Phozix. That kill will take out the Zenyatta, and they do take out the tank as well. Jaru, though, not looking to be outdone as he will find himself the supports, which that will certainly hurt for Immortals. So Envision, man, they're getting this one right around the corner, and this is a huge win for them.
And now Envision, they have the Pulse Bomb here. You have a sound barrier as well. For the side of Immortals, you're getting very close to a sound barrier, but that's the only support ult you're going to see potentially in this fight. Fate with the Primal Rage could extend it a little bit longer, though.
I was so concerned that he got that Pulse Bomb on top of the Lucio there. McGravy, as well as the rest of the team, are going to feel the beat as they do get those extra shields. McGravy largely going uncontested, just continuing to shred some of the health here of the tanks. And if he gets to the back line, you got to be a little cautious here. Jaru with Dragon Blade will fall, though. In a minute and 26 seconds left on the clock. If they do decide to reset, they can, because they do have a little bit of time left to work with here. But it seems as if Immortals...
Oh, wow. So
they're going to have to reset.
Yeah, but this is good for Envision, though. I mean, the Immortals...
Envision, they're going to have to reset.
Yeah, but Immortals, they use the Transcendence there to push them all the way back. Envision wasn't even going to come in. Now it's going to be a Transcendence for the side of Envision, plus the Blade here. They're going to be able to take this Goldenboy.
They're going to have to block that doorway, though, because that's where the players are going to be coming out from here, and they're going to be so close to it, and they manage to make it happen. That's going to be 3 points on the board with 55 seconds on the clock. what was that round?
So Immortals actually uses the Transcendence there because they think Envision is going to push out, but Envision actually had one player down, so they were just kind of playing at that corner to give themselves some space to work with, not get pushed all the way back. And then the Transcendence comes in from Immortals, Kariv uses it, they push on all the way through. They're not able to get any picks. And then on the other side, you had the Dragon Blade on Jaru, you had the Transcendence on Phosix, you use that and you just push all the way back, and Immortals couldn't do anything. They had no other support ult.
It was a clever play from Envision. They baited it out. And that's what I was saying before. I was saying, like, okay, so Envision, they would ideally want to be able to just kind of pop back for a moment and then go back in, because it's a little bit, it's a seesaw, right? You kind of just like go up, you go down, and they were just waiting for that moment to go in. And Immortals gave it to them with love.
But it seemed like... the position that Kariv was in when he used Transcendence, he was like back by the cart. Like, he wasn't really like by the corner. And it seemed like that once they used the Transcendence, they kind of felt like, okay, well, we've popped Transcendence. We need to go in and at least get like a DMAC, or we need to get something out of using this ultimate. And they just overextend so far. They get nothing for it. And then Jaru with the Blade, you had Phasix with the Transcendence on their side. They come right back. They're able to win that next fight. Now, I believe they complete the map 55 seconds ago. We're paused right now. Don't know what the issue is.
Yeah, I have no idea what
the
reason
is. We'll let you know when we know.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get the information a little bit. Honestly, though, if you are Immortals, you probably want this pause here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just kind of go back, to that ridiculous moment there. That Agilities was, what, he got like a 5K, or was that a 6?
I think it was everybody.
Was it? Was it everybody? That was actually a really good read from Agilities, because he knew that they were all in the server room and they had to like back up, completely.
Yeah.
It's just weird to see that kind of positioning. And honestly, like, I'm going to be very real here. This game overall has just been very weird.
It's been crazy.
Like, it's just
crazy.
An odd game. But if you guys are just joining us here, I mean, you're in for a good one.
You're joining, which I thank you, but you're joining at the wrong time, because you missed just tons of mayhem today.
Yeah, that's insane. This is our last match of the day. Just to let everyone know as well, if you're, again, for those of you guys who are, coming to the stream for the first time here, we are going to be doing the draws for the Overwatch World Cup after Contenders is done. A live draw. Matt, you're gonna be the draw guy.
I have a machine full of balls.
He's not lying.
I'm going to grab the balls out of the machine.
Yes, you are.
And then I'm going to tell you guys who those teams are.
On the ball. Yep. It's going to be great. So make sure you guys are there with us for that one. But here we go. It's going to be Immortals' time to attack here. And let's see if they can best Envision and push this payload as fast as they possibly could.
Now you'll see Envy on the Diva here just working his way around the corner. They get Saini very low. He's able to get out of harm's way. I think if you're a new fan of no competitive Overwatch, somebody watching this matchup who I think has been a star player today has been Jaru. I think he can make a huge impact for Envision here in the second half. Potentially swing this series in their favor. Agility is able to take out Phasix, so it's going to be Envision losing one of their supports.
And that is typically the benefit, that is the benefit of the dive, and that is also how things can kind of really fall apart for Envision. But for there was really just seeing how much ultimate that they can farm, how much they can build on that so that they can get ready for this next push. So Immortals, they just didn't want to give them that much to work with. And the good news is they get a lot in that fight.
Yeah, but you've given Agility is pretty much Dragon Blade coming into this next fight, and you're going to have Fire getting close to a sound barrier, but it's going to be risky, because if Agility pulls out that Blade again and you don't have that sound barrier, you could be looking at a very fast point A take here for Immortals.
There goes the Blade. Agilities is going to use it. Jaru, that's no DPS for you, no heals for you, no heals for you again. And that is painful if you are an Envision fan here, because you just saw your team get wiped out by Agilities, Dragon Blade. And this is a tough push here. I just don't think Envisions is going to contest this. They just need to set themselves up inside and not give Immortals any space to work with.
Yeah, and with Envision not having a Zenyatta, having the Ana, you're really relying on just that sound barrier to sustain through something like that. You didn't have it that moment in time. Now, Saney actually gets BMEC. He makes his way all the way towards the cart, just trying to contest. So it will be Immortals now starting to move the payload. And all they had to use there was the Dragon Blade to complete that first checkpoint. Now things will get interesting when you have Envision getting some of their ults online. So you have the nano boost. You're going to have attack fire.
They have full control, though.
Self-destruct, but yeah, I mean, a full like map control inside of Hangar goes in favor of Immortals here.
Okay, so you are going to get that Transcendence as soon as the sound barrier was thrown down, and that was just to keep them alive and keep them bunched up, and Immortals did that very well. So they get those 2 kills, now a third, Jaru, so no more, and as a matter of fact, did he pop the attack visor too? That's something
he did.
He did pop the attack visor, so they don't really get much value out of that one either. And Immortals continue to make things happen with this payload. But still, though, they're looking at more than likely one more fight here as they make their way around the bend. Envision, they're going to have to engage very quickly, though, if they're not careful.
I mean, they're going to have to make the decision where they want to go or fall back, as see Immortals getting very close. Another Dragon Blade up here for Agilities, and he's going to pull it out early.
I think Agilities made that decision for them, and oh boy, he's still staying alive. Kha'Zix, he actually hit him with the debuff on the Biotic Nade. But Envision, they're going to get back into it. So while Agilities was doing all that craziness on the outside, Envision went back in and contested, but an Envy is going to get a double with the Diva Bomb. And Kareev, as well as Envy, once again, follow up the kills, get the point needed. So Envision, they went in for the, to contest, but still Immortals, they had their number.
And now you're going to see both teams change. Immortals, okay, for a second there, it looked like Agilities went over to Doomfist, maybe to try and get back in the fight a little bit faster. He goes back to Genji. So I was going to say...
I think he's having a good game as Genji.
Oh, no, without a doubt. He should stay on Genji. He's been fantastic on Genji. You're going to see Saney drop out from having the Diva, and they're going to go back with Jaru on the Doomfist, which Jaru has been very effective on Doomfist, getting first picks for this Envision lineup. B. McGravy actually taking out Grim Reality, so this will be the first time that Envision can kind of just stabilize a little bit. They've been on the back foot the entire game.
Hey, you want that McCree to use Flash and then take care of the Tracer, because McCree's going to have to protect the back line. You can also do that with a Doomfist too, but Jaru, because he plays the dive, he won't be playing the handhold duty for for his squad, and that's going to prop out the Transcendence now as Immortals, and that was a Diva, or excuse me, that was a Pulse Bomb that was used, and then that prompted Kareev to use that Transcendence. There goes the sound barrier though, and you have that nano boost being used on Numlock, and they're just gonna try and push them back into each other's end here and try and play the corner.
Yeah, it's a good Deadeye there from McGravy. The sound barrier comes in from Immortals. He backs them all the way up around the corner. Now the dive is gonna come in for Immortals. You have Grim Reality working here with Agilities. Another Dragon Blade for Agilities. There'll be a sound barrier that comes out for Envision as they're just trying to hold on for dear life.
Yeah, they didn't let Agilities run too wild with that one, but he still did a considerable amount of damage. And Grim Reality as well. When Agilities doesn't find it, guess who's going to be there as well? Grim Reality's on Tracer, because he's so good with this hero. The debuff is down, but hey, Pulse Bomb, you'll go ahead and take that one. No Zarya for you, but this is Grim Realities in the back of the map here. He's going to need his teammates to get back into the action, and if Grim Reality can find 1-2 kills, maybe even take out that Lucio, that could be an opportunity for them here to re-engage.
Yeah, they're going to fall back, though.
They have to.
It was Jaru who took out Kareev there as Kareev was building towards Transcendence. And now it's going to be 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock for Immortals. The payload does not have to go very far. You do have a nano boost coming in for the side of Envision. They've been giving it to Numlock consistently. And you're also going to have a grab here for Saney. Let's see if he can land a big one.
Numlock goes down early in the fight. That could certainly hurt. And Grim Reality just wants to go right after those squishy supports. He's going to get Kha'Zix. The Graviton Surge goes down, and that's going to have to force Kareev to use the Transcendence to keep his team alive, because you never know what's going to come around the bend here. Immortals, though, they are looking to get this payload through. Pulse Bombs out. Grim Realities is going to get it, and now the payload comes through. Can the Diva get there in time? No, they cannot. Saney will not be able to make it happen. That's going to be 3 points in 1 minute 43 seconds for Immortals on the clock.
Yeah, and they use the Graviton Surge on defense there in Vision, and McGravy was so close to getting Pulse Bomb. They figured, hey, if we use the Grav here, everybody's kind of falling. If you can connect with the Pulse Bomb, we'll be able to make something happen, a Big Bang combo. But when the Grav wears off, he's at like 98%, so didn't do enough damage to the players inside the Grav. With the pistols to be able to get that ultimate ability. So you don't see that combo come out.
At the end of the day, they got it, though.
They did.
They got the 3 points.
Immortals was able to power their way through. So now it'll be Immortals on defense, Envision on offense here. Just a minute on the clock for Envision. Now, just a tad bit more time here for Immortals. So, you know, we very well could be seeing our first Game 5 throughout all of Contenders thus far.
That is looking to be the case, my short yet tall friend. Whatever Puckett decides to call you at the moment. Guys, what a game we have here. I think, you know, everyone has just been so hyped up. These matches have been crazy today.
Chilling. I mean, it's been an emotional roller coaster of a game for everybody. That he just wants to sit up top there, not be bothered by anybody, look out into the ocean.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
sometimes you just need that serenity, dude.
He's not going to have much more time to do that as the game is starting. So now it'll be Envision with an opportunity here to attack. You'll see fire on the Hanzo, fires the Sonic Arrow, see if he can, you know, get
no information.
Yep, gains them no information. So see now Jaru, nice deflect there, putting some damage right back in Immortal space.
And looking at the defensive composition here on both sides, you know, you're going to have that dive, but one will play a bit more passive than the other. Immortals, because of Grim Reality, they're just, it's similar to what we saw last time. They just need Grim to just get more charge and get ready for this next fight. Although he won't have the nano boost, it won't give him a lot of power, but still, the tactical visor can really zone people out. And now the dive comes through for Envision as they push back Immortals all the way past the point. And we're getting close. 10 seconds remaining here, X.
You do see Grim Reality, though, setting up on the high ground. It's going to be Gravy's job to get out there, force him down, which he does. The cart being contested here.
They gotta keep Fate alive.
We're heading into overtime.
They need Fate alive in this fight here. Now the pressure is going to be on for Envision. How far can they possibly make this one happen? The Transcendence will go out. McGravy sitting on this pulse bomb, waiting for that Transcendence to go away so that he can go ahead and use it. McGravy takes out Grim Reality, so they lose out on the DPS there. And look at that, all the way in the back. Hold that, he says. McGravy gets the stick on Kareev, who is exposed in the back line, just trying to see if he can support his teammates now. And this is Envision, all Envision. Dragon Blade gets the cut on Fate. They're going to push this one forward, and this very well might be a point here, X.
That was so well played from Numlocked and McGravy. They spot out Grim Reality by himself in that back right doorway. They jump on him. They take him out right away. Why is it so big as well? He has attack visor going into that fight. Then at the beginning here, you see Jaru getting forward. He's able to take out Kareev, so that's just going to buy Envision some more space. It's going to allow them to advance the payload even farther, as you will have a sound barrier for the side of Immortals here and a tack visor. It's a big ult advantage coming into this fight for Immortals.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling Envision here because it's clear that they're feeling themselves. They are just destroying the tanks quickly in the fight. The beat goes down. They got to take care of him. Kareev, though, well done. McGravy again with his pulse bomb. He keeps on getting it. His pulse bombs have been so good this round. And Jaru just being a pain in the neck around here. But they are getting the kills. Immortals, they're looking to defend this one and stop the run right here that Immortals, or that Envision have managed to put together. They do have some teammates on the point, though, and Numlock does manage to get two.
Yeah, Numlock's got Primal Rage. He's going to push on forward, and as soon as teammates get back, you're going to see Jaru do the same because Jaru has the Dragon Blade.
McGravy on Sniper. He's on Widowmaker. He's getting some great positioning here, and he's not going to be challenged. They're going to get this point. They're going to get this point. They got the point. They have the point. 5 points on the board. Envision are doing this on Watch Point Gibraltar.
They will keep on moving the payload. As now you have Jaru with the Dragon Blade. You have a sound barrier from fire. On the side of Immortals, you have Transcendence available. You will have a Pulse Bomb. I think it would be huge if Agilities can open things up here with a Pulse Bomb kill. Then you see Immortals pushing on through, but here comes McGravy. It's going to be Immortals actually opening things up with the Transcendence of their own before Jaru even pulls his blade out.
Yeah, but Jaru, though, I don't know if he's going to necessarily need the assistance with the support ults. He gets to, oh, what a huge triple from Envy! I was praising Jaru, but I should have been loving Envy the whole time. And he wipes out the entire team. That ends the run right there. But if you are Envision, you are very happy with that because you were in OT the whole time and you were able to get it to last.
Just when you think we're going to get like the semblance of a normal game.
No, man.
Like, we don't.
Dude, this has been super fun.
Oh, it's been incredible.
I've been having the time of my life. I haven't, done this in months. So it's nice to just get back and
This is better than your wedding.
No, well, that was actually pretty good. I had a good wedding.
But you said it was the time of your life, so I assume.
Oh, fair point. Fair point. You caught me there, my friend. You caught me there.
Weddings are cool.
Yeah, they're all right. You'll have them soon.
We take a look at Winston's to-do list.
No, not anymore.
Now we're not going to take a look at some bad things on that list, okay? We don't want to show them.
No, it's just
don't want to give anybody any ideas.
NSFW, just
now Immortals, I mean, geez, they have a way to go here with 1:43 on the clock. They are looking straight in the face at an 0-2 start here.
The Contenders Season 0 champions.
Envision looking at a 2-0 start.
The team that bought in.
Which I don't think anyone would have expected, but I really think it's just a testament to how strong these players are and their teamwork and coordination. And, I think as time goes on, you keep seeing plays like this from Jaru. I mean, he is going to be a household name in terms of competitive Overwatch.
Oh, I think everyone, as Contenders continues on, this is only our second week here, and second week and we're already getting plays such as this. Can you imagine what we're going to get in weeks like 5 and 6, and also in the championship?
Like playoff spots on the line. It's going to be intense.
Everything on the line. Agilities, though, with the early dive takes out Kha'Zix. So they remove the biotic nade. They also remove the sleep dart there too. So you get a little bit of a comfort to work with here. They're going to push the payload down, and that was a great start, a great engage for Immortals out of the gate.
Now we'll see how Envision decides to play this on defense. You're not really close to any ult. The payload advancing well under the bridge. So you see the members for Immortals pushing very far up, getting control of the high ground here. As you're going to see Envision just drive straight onto the cart.
Yeah, they're going to see if they can, push past the tanks, but Immortals, they're making them pay for that one. They end up losing out Kha'Zix again, as well as Numlocked. And Immortals, they're making this one happen. They're doing it. They're going to get this point, and they have a lot of time left on the clock, so very different from what we saw before. Hey, 33 seconds isn't like crazy amounts of time, but it's more than what Envision had to work with here.
Even with a few players dropping, though, you see Jaru was able to pick up 1 or 2 kills.
They're still contesting.
That's going to allow McGravy to get back into play. Numlocked as well. You have your Ana coming in, and Jaru has a blade. Same with Agilities.
Oh, he ends up getting picked off by Jaru. Jaru takes out the blade at the same time as Agilities, and that was great because for Jaru now, they can establish themselves. Envision can feel good about this defense. Envision, they're going to go up 2-0 in Contenders if it keeps going like this. I cannot believe that this is happening. Cream is going to have to use the Transcendence there at that moment, but the Sound Barrier goes out. Sadie gets a double there, and there goes another Diva bomb, and it will be Envision red on the board, clearing out Immortals. Immortals will lose the game and go 0-2 in Contenders Season 1.
Holy hell, man. That was a tremendous series there. Envision able to take it 3-1 in the end. Now, they did just enough. I think it was McGravy and Jaru able to pick up a kill or two. And, Envision has that spawn advantage, right? Then they get back into play. Numlocked, Kha'Zix, and Fire. And then from that point, it was just all Envision.
Oh, this is it. I think this is it.
No, this has to be it.
This is it. Yes, we get to see it. Yes.
Oh, my.
He gets booped back, goes through. Oh, what is that? They lost, but that still was so sick.
The game can't even, he killed so many people so fast that it was so delayed with the eliminations coming up. The sick play there from Agilities. Yeah, okay, so just looking at the cards here to my left, I usually don't look at this, but Agilities, 54 limbs, 70% kill participation during that one.
But guess what they got to hold?
An L.
That L. That's right. You know what? I never doubted Envision.
Okay.
Never did.
Yeah.
I always felt like they had it. I never doubted them. Maybe there was a semblance of doubt at the beginning. But
I am 100% sure you picked Rogue. No, you picked Immortals at the beginning of this series. We both did. The desk did. Everybody did.
No. I don't
crazy
think
match.
What a match, though, guys. Seriously, that was awesome. And big thank you for everyone for joining us here. I can't wait to see what the desk says because that whole series was absolute pandemonium. Take it away, Puckett.